What's up, Patreon? It's 1000 here. I just had a random idea for a Patreon video. I wanted to show you guys my personal art collection. It's not going to be a super fancy video, not a lot of high production value, just sort of like me aiming the camera at my art and talking about it a bit. But my art collection is like one of my favorite things. I have a lot of homies who are artists, and sometimes I get paintings given to me, sometimes I get paintings traded to me, sometimes I buy pieces. But yeah, I got a bunch of art in my house, so I just kind of wanted to show it off on Patreon. So hopefully you guys like this. Yeah, so starting here, these are my skateboards. This is like my top-down shooting rig, so that's kind of in the way. I do these limited edition skateboards, and I usually do like 25 decks or 50 decks, and once that they're sold out, they're like gone forever. There's one I did for like a Kickstarter campaign, and yeah, those are mine. That's the cover of The Stranger, which is like Seattle's biggest newspaper that they used my art for. It's kind of a proud moment for me. There was like tens and tens and tens of thousands of that paper all around the city. Yeah, lots of people saw that. That was cool. This is a collaboration between me and my friend Ego, and Ego is an insane painter. So basically, like, we've done a couple of these actually. I drew out the character and then he painted it. And this is what it would look like if I was a way better painter. Ego is super dope. I also bought this from Ego. He had an art show at my shop, Statics, and I wanted to have one of his pieces. So I bought this, and then when the art show was all over, he gave me this, and I almost cried. So dope. This is a print from my friend Kager. He did that all by hand. It looks digital, but it's like drawn with pen and ink, which is insane. This is, I got this, I do Comic-Con every year. I got this at Comic-Con, and the artist who made this, we're kind of like Comic-Con buddies, but I can't remember his name right now, and I feel bad, but Rick and Morty is like my favorite show ever. That's kind of his version, super dope. This one is a limited edition Mondo print of Legion, which is a show that I actually really like. And this is like an edition of 500, and I got this off of eBay because it's just so dope that I wanted one. They were all sold out by the time I kind of got hip to it, so I went ahead and bought this off of eBay. It's super dope. I love it. What else? So this is another this is the first collaboration between me and Ego, and I drew that little character maybe in like, geez, maybe like 2008 or something like that, like over 10 years ago. And then like 6 or 7 years later, Ego finally got around to painting it. So that's this is actually kind of how my old characters used to look. Like maybe I even drew it in like 2006. This is like what my style was, and it's evolved into something new. But obviously, like, Ego is such a dope painter that it just like looks really awesome. This is by Casey Weldon, one of my favorite artists, and he's a homie of mine. We work together a lot on a bunch of different projects. So there was this show called 99 Bottles, and if you like turn it this way, it's the shape, every piece in the show is like the shape of a bottle, but he kind of flipped it over and turned it into Gene Simmons. This is by my friend Cash. He had an art show with me, and I just thought that little piece was fun, and it was pretty affordable, so I bought that. Here's a bunch of my toys. It's just Pops. And there's some more toys. There's some more toys. And then I got another case over here. Those are Pulp Fiction candles. I got those at Comic-Con too. Rick. And then here's some more toys. Some of them are I got in Japan. Some of them are my friends made them. Like that rabbit right there is by RX7. That's a custom toy by my friend Lurk. That little house dude is a custom toy by my friends They Drift. Yeah. So that's kind of the office. This one's from Comic-Con. Can't remember that artist's name. This is my friend Lurk again. This is by Matthew Curry. Matthew Curry, actually, when I was like probably 14 years old, I used to just go on his website and just like stare at his art. And it was called ninjacruise.com, and it was like the first time that I had seen art that wasn't just like traditional art, and it blew my mind, and it really like made me want to become an artist. And then maybe like 25 years later or 20 years later, I hit him up on Instagram and I was like, dude, you're such a huge influence. I just told him that whole story, and it's really interesting kind of talking to one of your heroes. And then when I opened Staticz, I invited him to do the grand opening art show. So he made these 2 pieces for the grand opening, which is another experience. Like, dude, this is one of my art heroes, and he's like doing one of my shows at my shop. And then the icing on the cake is when it was all over, he was like, dude, just have those pieces. I want you to have them. Which was like, again, like when your hero, he's like Grammy nominated. Like, he designed some album covers that were nominated for Grammys. But when your hero just like gives you art and you've looked up to him since you were like 13 years old, it's a pretty amazing moment. So these are really special pieces for me. That's Matthew Curry. These are by my friend Naomi Haverland. I love her art. She's actually got a show at my shop Staticz right now. I think I bought these. She might have, oh yeah, she traded it to me for a painting. This is by Curtis Stairs. He had an art show at Staticz, and when it was all over, he just gave this to me, which is super rad. This is more Comic-Con art. A lot of the art that I get at Comic-Con, like, I don't remember the name of the artist, which is sad. I think it's Mia, might be her name. So yeah, that's some more art. These 2 are by my friend Redora Jacob. She is super dope. I've actually bought like 4 of her paintings. But a lot of times when I buy her art, she's like, hey Peter, like, things are a little tough for me right now. You want to buy some paintings? And she gives me like super crazy deals on them. So I just like buy her art and hopefully help her out a little bit. So she's super rad. She shows in my gallery a lot. And yeah, I just really like her stuff. Very whimsical. This is by my friend Claude Phaedrus, another one of my favorite artists. He just moved to Hawaii and basically just like left all of his massive paintings with me. So I have like 10 of his paintings at my shop Staticz, but I brought this one home. So that's another sort of gift art. That's just like a cool map of Seattle. It's just kind of rad. This is a collaboration between me and Shohei Otomo, and when he was here visiting from Japan, we worked on this together. He kind of like sketched out the pencil part, and then I kind of added my characters and I did all the digital coloring. Super cool. Shohei's dad is the creator of Akira, and Shohei is like very highly sought after artist all around the world, sells his work for like super expensive prices. He did like a big installation at the YouTube headquarters in Tokyo. He's like probably one of the most famous artists that I get to hang out with. These are a couple of prints by Casey Weldon. They're called kitty pillars, like, you know, cats and caterpillars. Super awesome. I think these were a gift. Maybe I bought them. Don't remember. That piece is by my dad. I always really liked this piece, and to me, like, he had a lot of he made a lot of paintings that were more realistic, but this piece always stood out to me because like that little dude is blue and the other 2 are kind of like out of focus, and like all the colors are tweaked, and it kind of, when I was a kid, showed me that you could make art that wasn't just like realistic art. So I told him that, and then he gave me this because this piece in particular was an influence on me. My dad made a lot of paintings in his kind of like his early 20s. He's super dope. We have like sheets on the couch because Georgie. This is sort of our like kind of our anime room. It's our TV room as well. Like the art in here is like anime. That is, I have no idea who that artist is, but it's dope. That's that same dude who did the Rick and Morty one. I can't remember his name. Got that at Comic-Con. This is, I don't know, another Comic-Con one, but it's a cool Akira piece of art. I should really like, next time I go to Comic-Con, which is in like a week, I should write down all the artists. That's another one by Claude Phaedrus. That same dude who like moved to Hawaii. Yeah. Hey George, what's up? You okay? Look at that cute face. That's another one by Claude Phaedrus, the guy who moved to Hawaii and like gave me a bunch of his art. Don't know who that is, but it's cool. Not sure who that is, but it's cool. There's another Akira print from Comic-Con. That's the same dude who did like the Rick and Morty one, but this one's like Nintendo themed. And this is where we play a lot of our video games. So, yeah. Another one from Comic-Con. Not sure who that is. It's just cool. Doc Ock, super action pose. I got these little Pulp Fiction action figures that I think are hilarious. And there's some like Cuphead stuff going on. Yeah, so there's a bunch more art. This is like an old band's poster from my band, Fresh Espresso. I think that's pretty cool. So this is our bedroom wall. Like, that piece right there is when I first was kind of hollering at Chelsea and I thought she was cute. She was like a barista at the coffee shop next door to where I worked, and I would go and flirt with her. And then when we like started to hang out, I painted her that even before like we ever hung out, and I was like, hey, I made this painting for you, and it could have either been really creepy or really cute, and she thought it was cute. So that's kind of like how I started to win her heart. That one's another Redora piece. That one's by my friend Stafari. That's a Redora piece. Adam 1, Stafari, Comic-Con, Robert Bellum. That's like one of the oldest pieces I've painted. Yeah, that one's by Jose Rodriguez III. He had an art show at my gallery and he gave me that. Here's like a suit. This is 2014, 2010. This is 2010. Super old painting of mine. Bunch of stuff in the bedroom. That one's by They Drift, that little house dude. Yeah, tons of art. That's a painting of mine. Just kind of sitting it there until it sells for my website because I don't have anywhere else to put it. This is a cool like old-timey color theory poster that just looks rad. That's a poster from James Jean. That's a poster I designed for my friend Caprice for her concert at Benaroya Hall, which is like a symphony hall. That's a limited edition print by Shohei Otomo, that Japanese dude I was talking about. There's the poster for the Shohei Otomo show. We had it static. Shohei signed that. And then when Shohei came to Seattle, I actually got his art on the cover of The Stranger. So that's his cover on the big local newspaper. This is just a sweet mushroom poster. There's the original sketch from me and Shohei's collaboration. Probably worth a lot of freaking money because Shohei did it. I might have devalued it a little bit with my additions, but that's pretty cool to have a Shohei original. There's the design I did for the Pabst Art Contest. Don't know who ended up winning that or if they've even announced it yet, but I think it's pretty cool. If I win, it'll be printed on like millions of Pabst cans. There's a piece I commissioned for my friend Stafari. It's like a portrait of Chelsea. This is, when I was in Long Beach, there was this group of artists called like the Vampires or something like that. The Draculas. And this is like a giant screen print that they did. And it's just super sick. It's just black and white, bold, really big. So that's a pretty cool print. This is a screen print from my friend Shogo Ota, Japanese illustrator, and it's just super rad. And then there's like some random art kind of put on these shelves. That's an original by Nosego. But yeah, that's a quick little tour of my art collection. I don't know, behind the scenes, baby. Here's the sketch for that piece I did for the guy in Australia, the concept art. Of Noah and his robot friends. But yeah, thanks for being my patrons. Hope this random weird behind the scenes video is something that you found mildly interesting. I will catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.